again, YouTubers. So I'm back again to do another kind of demo / review of another home food service delivery service box. The box that I chose this time is plated. I will preface this with saying we have now done HelloFresh 3 different times. This is my first time using plated. I will say that it took me this long to try plated because of the fact of the matter that I did not find their menu options to be quite as diverse as HelloFresh. However, I will mention the fact that the great thing about plated versus any of the others that I have looked into, I have 4 others that I plan on trying, but I just haven't found a week that I needed food and they had good menu items that I wanted. That being said, plated gives you an option to choose between multiple meals for the week, and then also in addition to that, they have what they consider favorites, fan favorites, that they allow you to choose from as well. So they have your weekly menu items that you can choose from, and if none of those pertain to you or interest you, then you also have the option of switching it out for one of these fan favorite options. Plated also has an option for desserts, so you can do 2 meals and 1 dessert. You can kind of mix it up any which way you choose. I do personally, for most of these things, use the plated app. I use the HelloFresh as well. So you have an app and it comes up and you're simply going to see it come through. It's going to show you your meal options, so you can go through past recipes, which is right here. So these are the ones that I just tried recently that you guys are going to be seeing in this video. Upcoming. So what you can actually do is go through this and upcoming. So you pick the week and the delivery. So let's go on to another week here that I haven't yet looked at. And you go through and you just click on make changes. Then you can go through, and as you see here, this is what is currently in your box. So you can flip through at the top here and see what's there. You can click on an item and read the full description, what is included in it, and then also what you would need to make this recipe. Okay, so if you decide to swap anything out, you have your options down here at the bottom that you can go through, and you can simply click on swap. So you can swap that out. But these are the menu items that are currently here this week. Okay, and so you have a lot of options here. They've got a good amount. And then you also see here, this one is a frozen hot chocolate dessert, and then a caramel rocky road bar. So you have all those different options. You also have an option of 2 servings versus 3 servings. Then you can choose how many dinners you're getting that week, which that does make this a little bit different. 2 dinners, 3 dinners, 4 dinners, 5 dinners, 6 dinners, 7 dinners. The prices range. We did the 3 dinner, which was $72. HelloFresh is $69. $3 here or there, you know, it is what it is. You can cancel your subscription at any time as well on here. You can change your delivery day on here. This one also has a taste profile, so you can go through and mark off things you do or do not like. We marked off the lamb and the fish one simply because I personally found that fish with these doesn't always work out the best. But it gives you really nice options. I love any of these things that actually, these are all the different food apps that I have right now. I love the food apps personally because a lot of times when I'm out on the go, I can look and see what they have coming up, what's new, what's going to be the next menu item, and which one I would choose for that week. There are a lot of food services as well that don't have an app option, but I am considering trying those as well. HelloFresh, again, is super easy, very similar. Plated, I think, makes it incredibly easy for you to do this. So I really like being able to order on the app and get everything delivered. The shipment did come in on Monday. That is the day I tend to choose to have my delivery. I think I'm going to change some of mine to a Sunday. That way I'll have it ahead of time, because Monday sometimes it gets here around like 5 or 6, and that's typically when we're already eating dinner. So I think I might change my delivery services, all of them, to be a Sunday. So we'll see on that. But let's get started and show you guys the recipes I got. All right, so let's get this party started. The box is actually wet. It sat outside in rain. It was on my porch, but the rain was such a mess. It was sideways and everything was wet. So we're gonna jump right into this and see what the plated one comes looking like. Okay, so first things first is it came with a menu for the seared steak with Italian street corn and basil, some word I can't even say. And this box comes a little bit differently. I'm gonna turn it around and show you guys. Oh gosh, the bottom is wet. So this is what the box comes looking like. So it is not in individual boxes, but it is in individual little containers and or little plastic bags with the name on it. This one does say seared steak and corn. And everything is actually labeled on the inside too, in little jars, little containers, and the corn is already cut up or cut off the cob, which is really nice. I don't know why there's only one menu thing. Oops, this one I just ripped. Caprese chicken with spinach is this one here. Is this menu open? No. Here's hoping I have the other pages. This one is the romaine hearts. And then the Parmesan crusted chicken right here with the tomatoes and everything like that. I'm hoping the rest of the stuff is in here. The instructions. I might be looking up the instructions because I don't see them. All right, so we have the beef ranch steak. We have the boneless, skinless chicken breasts, one set, and then another set of boneless, skinless chicken breasts. They came with the ice packs per the norm. I am just looking to see if I can find the other instructions in here anyway. It has insulated box to it. Here they are. Whew, good. So here are the other two. So it's a Caprese chicken with warm spinach salad, which I'm very excited about. And then the Parmesan crusted chicken with roasted tomato Caesar salad, which is this one here. Gives good pictures on the back with descriptions of how to use it. Tells you the ingredients, what else you will need, which isn't much. It's the olive oil, kosher salt, pepper, plastic wrap, meat mallet, aluminum foil, and baking sheets, which is pretty normal. Does it say? Okay, it says takes 30 to 40 minutes. It tells you how many calories it is. This one's 660 calories, 2 servings. I did order the 2 servings, 2 of each. Next time I think I need to move this pot. There we go, we'll do that next time. Here, actually, we'll take that down right now, make it a little bit easier for you guys. So it does tell you very similar information to the HelloFresh one. It looks like things are actually chopped up a little bit more in this one, but we'll know as we go through it this week. So I'm gonna put all this in the fridge and we will see the first dinner in a little bit. All right, so let's get this party started. Let's see here. First thing is the bag of items for the Caprese chicken with spinach. So this is what it is going to look like, supposedly. It is supposed to take 30 to 40 minutes, 2 servings, 800 calories per serving. So we've got spinach that I need to rinse off. We have basil. We have the chicken. They also said you needed 1 egg. I had an egg, luckily. Parmesan cheese, champagne vinegar, flour. That's probably where some of that comes from. Cherry tomatoes. Okay, one's kind of squished up a little bit. That is the plus side of HelloFresh versus this. It's in a box. Panko breadcrumbs, so nothing really gets squished. Mozzarella cheese, Dijon mustard, and a shallot. They also said I needed to have salt and pepper and a meat mallet. That's the Dijon. So let's get started. All right, so starting off, I'm going to pull the basil off. One of the first things it said to do. Oh, it smells so good. I love the smell of basil. All right, basil is off and together. For the shallot, I am going to use my chopper again, just because I like it. It's easy. Okay, taking the chicken, it says to put it between a plastic wrap, but I'm just gonna use the plastic bag it's in and then pound it down. I'm gonna put this on a paper plate so that I don't have to worry about cross-contaminating. So this is the type of pan I've been using now, these copper pans. I really like them. It says to put in a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon, and the shallot. All right, it says to now transfer these into a bowl. So we're gonna put this down here, as much of it as we can get out as possible. And then, sorry about that, turn the flame back on, and it says put in the whisk in champagne vinegar and the mustard. I totally just realized that I was not supposed to be whisking that into the pan. Like an idiot, I'm supposed to be doing that into this bowl. So, put this in here, and then I'm gonna go get a whisk real quick. So I'm batting 1,000 here. Okay, so I couldn't find my whisk, so I'm just gonna whisk this in this way. 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. Whisk it in. It says to immediately toss in the tomatoes and the spinach. Okay, there's the tomatoes. I'm gonna just kind of move them around. I am not yet gonna put the spinach in because we are not quite ready for it. The tomatoes I don't mind, but I don't want the spinach to get wilty, so I'm gonna set that aside. All right, next thing I am going to work on, coat the chicken. Place flour on a large plate and season with salt and pepper. Now I need another plate. All right, so I don't know if I'm the one that, here's the flour. I don't know if I'm the one that's disorganized this time or if it's just the recipes. The other one literally told you everything you needed, and this says to salt and pepper this. Again, it says to measure them. I just kind of wing it. All right, and then whisk 1 egg in another bowl. Again, it didn't tell me about the bowl. All right, so I'm moving that aside. It says in a large bowl. Whoa, okay, I am not doing so hot today. We're gonna just try and pick up that egg. Goodness gracious. I am not doing very well today, guys. Like, not meaning anything wrong, just meaning for some reason I can't get this right. And I got a piece of shell in there. Come on. There we go. All right, now I need another fork. All right, it says to whisk up the egg. Egg is whisked, set that aside. I did read ahead this time, and it said to put the panko breadcrumbs and the Parmesan on a plate. Taking the chicken, and it says to dredge it in the flour. Whoops. All right, so we're dredging that through. Then we take it in the egg and dredge it through the egg. Whoa, flipped it the wrong way. Come on. There we go. And then you take it in the breadcrumbs, and I'm just gonna throw it on here like this. I feel like sometimes that works easier than dredging it. So kind of coat it all over. And I'm gonna transfer that right here to a different plate and do the other one. Okay, so this is what the chicken looks like, nice and coated. I'm gonna heat up the skillet. And look at this, this is like trash. This, like, look at this, this is trash, all of this. That just seems like a lot of waste. Okay, I will say, it says to just throw the basil in. First thing I'm gonna mention is I'm gonna chop the basil, because nobody wants to get just a big old chunk of basil. And then this salad is pretty much just gonna be, I'm gonna cook the chicken, and then the salad is pretty much just gonna be toss it in, toss everything together and put it on the bottom of the plate. So this part, I'm just waiting so it doesn't get wilty. I washed the spinach, I'm throwing all this in here. So the basil and spinach are mixed up together in there. And the mozzarella, you know what, that can marinate a little bit too. Nothing hurting that to marinate a little bit. Ah, heck, let's just throw the whole thing. No, I'm not gonna throw the spinach. I hate when I get wilted spinach, so I'm not throwing the spinach in yet. So we're just gonna let that sit there while I cook the chicken, and then we will put the spinach in real quick. I'm not gonna move the camera over, but you will see it at the end already with the spinach in this part. And there's the final dinner. Can't see many of the tomatoes. There we go. Looks a little bit more like it. I didn't put basil on top, but that's pretty much it. So last night's recipe was really, really good. I will say that I added a little bit extra champagne vinegar to the salad. It needed that. Marty and I discussed the fact that maybe instead of that, it could have used like a little bit of balsamic drizzle, because usually a caprese salad has a little bit of balsamic on it. So that was just an idea, but other than that, it was amazing. We will be making it again. It definitely had a lot of kind of like waste for the flour, the panko, the cheese, the egg, all that kind of stuff. But everything else was pretty good and measured well. So definitely a great recipe. Really enjoyed it. The chicken had a good amount of crispiness to it without being too like kind of fried tasting. And then the salad was actually really, really awesome. I would have quartered the tomatoes next time though, because sometimes you want to bite a chicken and a bite of tomato, and it just would have been better measured. Added a little bit extra spinach maybe next time. I felt like you could have used a little bit more, but the basil in with the salad was really awesome too. So definitely a winner. Definitely will be making that one again sometime soon. All right, on to today's recipe. Seared steak with Italian street corn and basil. Some word I can't say. This is what it is going to look like. Ingredients and lists and how to use it on the back. This time I went through and read everything first and pulled out the extra little couple things that I would need. It says you need olive oil, kosher salt, pepper, and a pan. I also needed a whisk and 2 bowls. So I did pull all of that out. So we've got the steak here. Now I will say this for it too. They said there is an area here called recipe tips, and they either sent you a ranch steak or a sirloin, and they told you the way to cook it. We did get the ranch steak. However, I will mention this. This looks really small by comparison to when I did HelloFresh's steak version, which wasn't one that I taped, but this looks really tiny for 2 people. I might be wrong, we will see. Package comes again, all zipped up, sealed up, plastic bag. Cleanup was way harder for this, by the way. So we have basil, oregano, corn, which looks like it's fresh corn, so that's good. Mayonnaise, red wine vinegar, which looks like it may have spilled out a little bit, and Parmesan cheese. Oh, one other thing, and crushed red peppers. So I will say, the bag is typically, I guess, their version of the box that HelloFresh comes with. In the box, I just toss everything into. This is a little bit more difficult to kind of throw everything into because it kind of flops over, like the bag has a rip in it. The box, I just toss stuff in and then toss the box away with everything, which was way easier, but not anything major. So I'm gonna get started with it. All right, starting off, first thing is first is to go through and remove the stems of the basil and just to have the leaves. You can pull them off, you can chop them off, you can do it any way you want. So you just want the leaves, and you're gonna get rid of the stems, and you're gonna chop this up really fine, it says. And it says to keep it separate from the oregano. So we're gonna go along this way and chop it up. All right, basil's over to the side, then the oregano. It says to go through, do the same thing. And it says to set aside a 1/2 tablespoon of chopped basil. So we'll put a half of tablespoon over there, give or take a little bit. And then a small bowl, combine red wine vinegar. All right. Remaining basil. And the crushed red pepper. It says you can leave this out if you don't like it hot, but we don't mind a little bit of spice. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, so 1, 2, 3. And then whisk this all together. All right, on to the steaks next. All right, for the steaks, it says to use salt and pepper, but I'm going to use my McCormick steak seasoning. Toss it in the pan. All right, starting the pan up for the steak. All right, I'm gonna set the steaks on. It says 4 to 5 minutes each side. Is to wipe the pan clean. This type of pan, that's kind of hard to do. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, which we're just gonna eyeball that. Add the corn. Woo! Moving it around for 3 to 5 minutes, it says. All right, while the rest of the corn is cooking, we are going to add the mayonnaise, Parmesan, oregano, and reserved basil. So let's see here, starting with the mayo. It's kind of hard to, I think I said this about HelloFresh too, that this is a bad idea to use these jars. Because there's no way you can get this out of here. They need like squeeze containers for the mayo. Ugh. Close enough. Oregano, remaining basil. Parmesan cheese. I'm just going to get this mixed up while the corn is finishing cooking. Three, 2, 1. It also says salt and pepper, so I'm just going to put a little bit of salt in here. And some black pepper. I need to get, Marty doesn't like crushed red peppers, or black pepper, so we use this kind of pepper. Mix it all in, and then we'll add the corn. All right, so we have the cheese, mayonnaise, basil, oregano concoction ready. I'm gonna bring the corn over. Pour the corn in. Woo, this pan is heavy. Mix the corn and cheese mixture together. And then we just have to plate everything up. All right, so last night's dinner was the seared steak with Italian street corn and basil pesto. I'm not even sure how to say that. The steak was amazing. Ranch steak, it was actually super, super tender, kind of similar to like a hanger steak or something like that. The sauce, the basil pesto, I think, was absolutely great. The Italian street corn was weird. It tasted like frozen corn. It didn't taste like fresh corn. I get that corn is not in season right now, but then don't have it on your menu, I don't think. It definitely tasted very like frozen corn. Too much sauce. The mayo and cheese were way too much. You needed more corn to sauce. It was definitely strange. The steak I would totally make again in a heartbeat. The corn I would not unless it was summertime. All right, so on to tonight's recipe. Parmesan crusted chicken with roasted tomato Caesar salad. Classic Caesar salad, crunchy romaine, plenty of shaved Parmesan, a drizzle of creamy, garlicky anchovy lace dressing. Not sure about the anchovies if they're in here. I might be leaving them out. Marty is not a fan. I'm just okay with them. Romaine hearts are often chopped into bite-sized pieces, which you can totally do if dining with nice knife challenge companions, but here we've left them in long strips for a chic presentation. Tender roasted tomatoes and incredibly juicy punch and a bright pop of red. All right, so this is what it looks like. Some of the things it says I'll need is olive oil, kosher salt, black pepper, plastic wrap, meat mallet, aluminum foil, and baking sheets. I can guarantee you by looking at this, I definitely need at least one bowl in between that too. Let's see here, 660 calories for a serving. So let's open it up. First thing, we've got the romaine and we have the chicken. And then we have the bag all packaged up. As I mentioned before, not my favorite thing. So we have Dijon mustard, grated Parmesan cheese, panko breadcrumbs, shaved Parmesan cheese, grape tomatoes, which are in a container, which is perfect, a piece of garlic, a good size one, garlic powder and oregano already mixed together, anchovy paste, probably won't be using that part of it, mayo, and a lemon. So that's everything, so let's get started. All right, let's get this started. First thing, I preheated the oven on 450, rinsed the romaine, and quarter it lengthwise. So let me grab a knife. This is part of those copper, that whole copper thing that I have. I'm really liking it. I rinsed this off. I'm not, well, should I quarter it, half it? I don't know. Okay, let's just half it and then quarter it. Okay, set this aside. Quarter another one. Set this aside. Trash that. All right, next, half the lemon and cut 1/2 into 2 wedges. Okay, so we're gonna half this and then we're gonna do this and set this aside. Okay, then pat the chicken dry, but we're not gonna do that yet because we're just gonna pound it. This time I was smart and didn't use that edge. This time it poked through. All right, let's see here. Season the chicken and make the breadcrumb topping. All right, I'm gonna take my rings off here. I'll just take my bracelets off too. All right, so we're gonna set that over here in a bowl. We're gonna do the mustard, the Grey Poupon Dijon. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And salt and pepper. All right, and I apologize for the TV. So I can do this. MJ is watching TV in the background, but you know, Alvin and the Chipmunks. So, salt and pepper. Okay, I'm gonna take a fork and mix it up. All right. Take that chicken out. We're going to use, I have a non-stick baking pan. It is one of those copper pans as well. So we're going to take the chicken out and run it through here. All right. So I mixed up a little bit extra. I had some Dijon mustard and olive oil, so I mixed up a little bit extra because it looked like it needed it. It didn't look like it had enough on there. All right. Tossing that in the sink. On to the next step, which is to mix All right, it says to take the panko breadcrumbs packaging, open the bag, mix the garlic powder and oregano mixture into that. Pour it into here. Okay, and then 2.5 tablespoons of the grated Parmesan cheese. Of this into here. Set that aside, close this up, and it says mix it all up together. That's a smart way to do this. All right, then you're going to pour the breadcrumbs over the chicken. And then it says, I've already washed the tomatoes, but it says to add the tomatoes to the other half of the baking sheet. And then drizzle olive oil and season with salt and pepper. So let's put a little bit of olive oil on it. It's plenty. And then I'm going to use McCormick seasoning. So I'm going to use this instead of salt and pepper on these. Mix them all around, mix it up. All right, we're going to put all of this into the oven for, it says 12 minutes. All right, going into the oven at 450 for 12 minutes. It says while the chicken is cooking to make a garlic paste. Now, interestingly enough, they sent anchovy paste. Why would they have not sent a garlic paste? Just a thought. All right, I'm gonna chop off this edge. I'm using a different knife because you have to go through and mince the garlic, and then you have to continually go back and forth on it kind of to make it into a paste. It's hard to explain. I'll try and show you the best. It says to put the garlic paste in a large bowl. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, that is as much as I'm gonna get off me right now. All right, it says to use the anchovy paste. We're just gonna use it. Just won't use all of it. We'll just use like half of it. Okay, I'm gonna pitch this. Mayonnaise, ugh, these stupid mayonnaise things. I hate these. Lemon, half the lemon, you juice it. It says the remaining grated Parmesan. Mix it all together. Make sure you get that anchovy paste mixed in there really well. And the garlic. And then you can add salt and pepper, but let's taste it first. It's actually quite good. A little bit of salt and pepper. So that's the dressing. So now it will literally just be plating the chicken, putting the salad out and the lemon on it, and we'll see what it looks like when it's done. So after trying all 3 of the recipes, I will say that we actually really liked all of the recipes. They were all very good. Some of our favorites were the Caesar salad. Both of the chickens were very good. The one chicken that went with the Caesar salad, we've actually done since then, but with a different salad recipe. We really enjoyed the steak recipe. However, we didn't really enjoy the corn. It was definitely more of like a frozen corn type of feel. I would like that recipe if it was a little bit less mayo and if it was maybe in the summertime with fresh corn. I will say some of the downsides to plated versus HelloFresh are that all of the items came in a plastic bag, which yes, in theory, you can put all of the trash into the plastic bag. I personally find the boxes easier in the refrigerator, because the boxes go in and are labeled and very easy to see. With the plastic bags, I had to pull them out and check which one. Not life-changing, but just a difference between them. Also, the plastic bags made it very difficult to throw when your hands are messy and you have all this trash, to get the plastic bag open and the stuff in, versus the cardboard boxes. You just toss the stuff in the box. I also found with plated recipes, I needed to sit down and read the actual recipe and make sure I had everything I needed before I got started. It would tell you things like you needed a skillet, salt, pepper, an egg, and like olive oil, which is fine, except for the fact that you also in that recipe maybe needed like 2 bowls and a whisk. Like, I feel like HelloFresh does a better job of telling you exactly what you're going to need to be prepared. So plated every time after the first time, where I kind of realized and I had to grab things. The second 2 recipes, I went through and read the entire recipe before I started it to make sure I had everything I needed. And because their recipes were a little bit harder to like just follow, some of them kind of, I felt like bounced around a little bit when they didn't need to. But overall, the food was very good. If they had recipes one week that we chose, we would still try this one again. Definitely another option. I personally, of the 2, just chose that I like HelloFresh's food options better, and the recipes better, and the boxes better. But plated is something that we would do again if they had recipes for a week that we chose. So I hope you guys found this little unboxing / try some recipes with me type of video. Please let me know if you have any services that you think would be great. Blue Apron, I have been trying to do a week of, but I have not found a week that we liked 3 recipes. The way they do it is a little bit different. So I haven't chosen any yet. I will tell you some of the other options for type meals. Home Chef, Chef, and Green Chef are the other 3 that we are going to be looking into as well, besides Blue Apron. So, and another thing I want to tell you guys, if you have a husband that is hesitant about this, which Marty was, he was like, really? He's like, this is just a gimmick. Like, it's not going to be anything crazy. You're not going to save that much money. I kid you not. First of all, I will try and find a discount code, because I got one for plated. I will see if I can find one for you guys. If I can, I will put it below, or a link. Sometimes they'll allow it that if I refer someone, there's a discount code, but that's how HelloFresh does it. I don't know if plated does that. I will have to look into that. But also, Marty was very, very hesitant about this, and now he thinks it is amazing. Not something we're going to do every single week, but A, it saves us on groceries, because I am not sitting there buying a ton of stuff and having to throw stuff away and get rid of stuff that we didn't use all of it and things like that. Plus the fact of the matter that we have ideas right away, and we've stopped ordering as much fast food. Not that we ordered fast food, but like on a Friday night, we would typically just order food from somewhere, like whether it's Chinese, pizza, you know, sushi, something like that, because it was quick and easy on a Friday night and we just kind of wanted to hang out. This is literally, all of these things are about 30 minutes, 10 minutes of prep and 30 minutes to cook. When I'm doing takeout, it takes us 10 minutes to figure out what we're gonna order. Then they take 20 minutes to, you know, have it ready. It takes us 10 minutes to go pick it up. Then to get plates and everything out and everything ready takes the same amount of time. And this stuff is way better for us. So Marty is even a convert. So trust me, if your husband is skeptical, give it one chance. You will be shocked. Marty is definitely impressed. I will also put a link for my HelloFresh referral below, because I think it gets you $20 or $30 off your first box. If you're not going to try the plated, or the recipes don't kind of speak to you there, definitely give HelloFresh a try. I feel like they have more diversity. But yeah, definitely give these things a try. I was hesitant as well, and I am so glad I did, and it is something that I will continue to do. It has really made a difference in how easy it is to do dinner as well. I don't have to think either. I can be busy all day, and all I have to do is pull the box out and know I have everything right there. I don't have to go, oh no, I forgot a lemon, or I forgot this spice. So easy to do. Absolutely love this. So if you guys have any questions about anything I talked about here, please comment below, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thanks so much for watching, and always don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day, guys. Bye.